Niching, to niche or not to niche, finding your niche. What is a niche? How do you even pronounce the word niche? Is it niche or is it niches? A lot of creative freelancers and solopreneurs struggle with the idea about narrowing down the focus of their business or having to limit their multiple passions into one specific niche area. So today on Coaching for Creatives, we are going to talk about niching, how to niche, why it's important to us, and how to sort of reconcile some of the struggle around that, especially for creative services and solopreneurs and freelancers. My name is Aura McKay. I am the founder of Business of Creativity. I'm bringing almost 20 years of experience as an international award-winning professional photographer, as an instructor at different institutes, and now with over 5 years of running my own business coaching and business training platforms. And gang, here's the deal. I resisted for a very long time personally in terms of niching or focusing on one particular area or one particular kind of photography, like really resisted. And even when I was moving into my coaching business, I resisted, again, I didn't want to focus down. I really wanted to be able to help and serve and support all kinds of different creatives. And in fact, I almost felt like my creativity would be kind of like suppressed somehow by having to choose a niche or choose a focus. So first of all, I want to clear one thing up right away. I'm going to say niche, not niche, even though some people have coined the riches are in the niches. But for me, I'm going to say niche. I Googled it. That's what Google told me people are using in both North America and in Britain. So that's what we're going to call it. So that is done. Now, finding it a niche in our creative services businesses, how do we do that? And why is it important? So first of all, you don't have to. Yep, I said it. You don't have to niche. You don't have to specialize. There's no rule that says that every entrepreneurial business must be run the same way. However, there's a lot of benefit to doing the work to focus your business on one particular specialization, or focus your business on one particular area of the market that you most want to serve. And the value in it comes from being able to be more focused in your time, in your energy, and in your money. The value in it comes from being more clear in your marketing message. It becomes easier to find your clients and to attract them to working with you. It becomes easier to develop your offers and to set your prices. Everything about your business becomes so much easier and therefore more successful, better results, faster when you are focused, when you have that clarity and focus. And so specifically when we talk about niching or finding your niche, we're usually talking about finding that sweet spot of your creative passions and what you do the best and who is the best person for you to serve with those creative skills and talents. So we often talk about a niche in terms of your services and your offers, or we talk about a niche in terms of your clients and your target market. And both are valuable. So let's talk about that a little bit more in detail. And if you're watching this in a recording or on my YouTube channel, please dump a note in the comments. If you have questions about any of this content, I always go back, read the thread, read the comments, and I'm happy to answer any of your questions. So niching in terms of our own skills and talents. And this often becomes where we get the multi-passionate part of being a creative freelancer or solopreneur, where that becomes challenging because we love doing so many different things. We don't want to just be a headshot photographer or just be an architectural photographer or just be a family photographer. We probably love photographing a lot of different things and don't necessarily want to limit our skills. So there's a couple of different ways that we can niche and still have some breadth or some option and creativity and flexibility. So one of the things to think about is, for many creatives, we can niche based on who uses our services, and that would be niching based on your clients or your target market. So we're going to separate that out. And you can niche on your subject or your style. So often people can become very, very good at, I'm going to use photography again as the metaphor, but you could niche based on, I'm a people photographer and I do it in different styles. So you can have variety and flexibility in maybe how you approach create your creation or your creative services, but have a very specific focus and niche in terms of what you photograph or what you create. So you can be niched in terms of, I create logos. I am really, really great on logos and I do all different kinds of styles of logos. Or I build websites and I'm really great at websites. I do all different kinds of styles of websites. I do e-commerce websites. I do membership sites. I do all kinds of websites, and I do them in all kinds of styles. So you can specialize based on the subject, on the what of the what that you do. That's one way of finding a niche and still having some breadth and flexibility in terms of your approach to it, or maybe even in terms of your approach to your market. The other way about looking at niching or specializing in a specific style, this can be a little bit more challenging to do if you are new to business, or you're new to that particular kind of service, or you're new to a particular target market. It can be challenging to have a lot of clarity on what is my style. I know that for a lot of my clients who are sort of in that 1 to 3 to 4 years of being in business, it can be challenging for them to know what their style is, because they've been working with so many different clients and trying so many different approaches that it's hard for them to nail down. I find that usually once we've been in business sort of 7 to 10 years, we have enough time to be able to look back retrospectively and be able to see the patterns that create a particular style. So this can be very intentional when you first start your business. It may be something like photojournalism or photo documentary style of work. No matter if you're making corporate portraits, you're still going to do it in a photojournalistic kind of style. So that's one thing that you can think about that way. You know, I have a style of how I do coaching, of how I do my teaching. I'm very direct. I'm very enthusiastic. I try to make things as interactive and entertaining as possible. That's my style. Other people want a much more, you know, a quiet, more reserved. They want to have a lot more touchy-feely parts of it, a lot less practical parts of it. That's great. Each coach, each trainer is going to have their own style. And as a client, you would choose maybe one that has a style that you liked, even if you have a selection of lots of different specialties, lots of different business coaches to choose from. Which style do you want? Lots of different headshot photographers to choose from. Which style do you want? Lots of different logo developers, and you get the point. The other place you can niche or specialize in is usage. And that usually goes towards things like industry. So working for a particular industry or usage. So people, you can specialize in those e-commerce websites, people who are using websites to directly sell from and have shopping carts. You could specialize in the sense of editorial usage, where people are using your creative expressions only for editorial purposes to augment or to help tell and sell stories. You could be specializing just in consumers as an industry, or real estate as an industry, or tech or femtech as an industry, so that you can have a variety of subjects and a variety of styles, but that you niche specifically in terms of the usage or how your creative services are being used to make a difference for others. So those are the three main areas of specializing on subject, style, or usage. And when we can niche down, which is really just about claiming our excellence, about putting our flag in the ground and saying, this is what I do really, really well. When we claim that and we become less of a generalist, we become more valuable in the minds of our clients. It's easier for us to establish our expertise, our credibility. And credibility, that trust factor, is why most people are hiring us, is that they trust that we're going to be able to deliver on our promise. The thing that most people think about, though, when we are talking about, oh, I need to find my niche, I need to figure out what my niche is, a lot of times what we're talking about is, who is our target market, or what area of the market can we specialize in? Often a combination of both usage, but then also more like an individual within that usage. So I offer you this. Create a business that has a broader focus, a broader niche, not quite I'll do anything for money kind of spray and pray kind of niche, but the idea of your business can have more of a broad focus. But your marketing message, this is where the power of being very, very specific about who you're talking to, about being very clear on who your niche market is. Your marketing message is where it pays to be very targeted and very specific. So if you've been struggling with the idea of niche, in like, I have to get super, super specific in my whole business, maybe give yourself a little bit of breathing room from that. Step back from that for a moment and consider, if I were going to just for the next 3 to 6 months, talk about one service, and I was going to focus on selling that to one client for the next 3 to 6 months, what would that service be, and who would that client be? And if you can think about that, you can focus or niche your marketing message for 3 to 6 months. So what you're saying out there in the world is very focused, very clear, very niched. And then when people go to your website, they get that reinforced, but then they see, oh, you also do these other things. And gang, I'm here to tell you that often when you specialize or you focus your message on one particular thing, one niche, you come across as being way more capable and desirable than if you're saying, hey, I can do this, and I can also do this, and I can do this, and I can work for these people, and I can work for those people, and I'm a jack of all trades, and I can do whatever you want. So if you're struggling to find a niche for your business, let that go for a moment and maybe focus on niching your marketing message for 3 to 6 months, and just see the power in that. See how much more effective your marketing is. See how much easier your sales process is. So the idea of niching is not to torture you by eliminating a whole bunch of your passions. It's a way of, I like to think of it like the guidelines of a river, like the banks of a river. Finding your niche, just make sure that you stay within the river of opportunities as you guide down towards your business success. Those riverbanks are just limiting you from having all of your energy, your creative ideas, your time go in so many different directions that you never reach your final destination of business success. Those constraints, if you will, actually give you a whole lot of freedom and a lot more accelerated results. Gang, I hope this has been helpful for you. Again, if you do have any questions or comments, I'm always open, and definitely check back often to find out what you need and maybe where your questions are. This has been Coaching for Creatives. I show up here live every Tuesday at 2 p.m. and then share my recordings in my YouTube channel. So if you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do. I will share the link in the comments for you. And until next week, I sincerely hope that you have some fun playing with how you might redefine niche for you and your creative business. Thanks so much. Have a great day.